Okay, so I'm looking at figure 2 from chapter 18 to draft our front torso, and here we're starting with the front sloper. What it's trying to do, it's having us draw like a box to put underneath the front sloper to basically extend it. They don't really tell us what the distance between A and D is, but I'm inferring that it's a hip depth measurement, which is 8 3/4 inch. They do tell us that A to B is the front hip arc, which for me is 10 and a quarter plus 1 inch E. So actually for me it's 10 and 3/4. So I think what's easiest to do here is to just get another pattern piece and just draw a rectangle, I think. I guess so. So if I right click, let me see here. No, okay, I'm just gonna draw like that. Okay. Okay. Oh, cancel. You know what? I think what I should have done is left click. So I'm just going to delete that. And I'm in my, not internal, actual shape, rectangle. I'm just going to click one time with my left mouse. I messed up. Let's try that one more time. Click. Okay, great. So my width, I'm going to be using the front hip arc measurement plus 1/8 inch. So my hip arc, again, so that's going to be for me 10 and 3/4. And then for the height, they don't tell you the height, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see it. So I'm just going to use the center front hip depth length, since they mentioned that we need that measurement. So there we are. Okay. And again, I mean, this formula, it's not proven to be absolutely perfect. At the end of the day, you always have to do a fitting anyway, so it's okay. Now, they want us to add a little dot mark 3/4 inch from the edge. But yeah, one thing that I did notice with this is that the A to B length they gave us, it's actually not long enough. And I double checked the measurements and everything, and I'm personally convinced that it is an error on the textbook's part, although I could be wrong. So in this situation, I think the quickest way to fix it is I'm going to extend this rectangle to be 1.5 inches longer, because I think it will work the way the book wants it to. And I don't know why it's smaller, other than me blaming the book. But you know, this is, I think, a good just example in life. Like if you have a bad measurement, I think it's safer to go bigger than it is. Like, I guess my second one is I could make this sloper smaller or something. I think it would just be easier to make this square bigger. And then if it's too big, we'll address that during the fitting and make proper fit changes then. So long story short, I'm going to change this rectangle to actually be a little bit longer. So let's see if I right click, change length, I think. Ooh, actually, I don't want to do that. I'm going to say cancel. I'm going to click this guy. I'm going to hold shift. There we are. Now I'll say change length. So I'm right clicking, and there's probably such a fast way to change this, and I don't even know. Here we go. Okay, there, I wanted 1.5 inches. Okay, I'm going to hit Command Z. What happens if I right click it? No. Oh, offset pattern outline. That's what I need. There we go. Still new to this, obviously. We want to extend it, and we would like it 1.5 inches is what I've decided. I'll say okay. There we go. Great. So now our pattern's a little bit longer, so that this should match the book. And then, you know, I like that it's leaving my baseline here of where it originally was, so we can just use it as a reference point as well going forward. Okay, so now they want us to dot mark 3/4 inch, so I'm just going to add this little guy here, and I gave it a right click, and I will just type 0.75. Okay, let's zoom in. Make sure I did that correctly. Sometimes I look at the wrong line length. Yeah, 0.75. We got a little dot right there. Okay, great. Okay, figure 3. You know, and if we weren't doing this on the computer, they say take your sloper and put it on top. Have this matching here, the waist matching at the top of the rectangle you just drew. And they want us to close the waist dart until the X touches the square line. Okay, so that means we have to split this guy. So I'm gonna select this internal line that I drew. I'm gonna right click, and let's go ahead and say cut. Okay. I wonder, I probably should have did cut and sew because it's going to be a dart. So here, I'm gonna hit Command Z. And I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna say cut and sew. That way I don't have to go add sew lines later. I'm gonna zoom in. Oops. And I wanna put my bust point back. It kind of looks like they move, maybe they move both of them, but I'm gonna take this guy, holding shift, and I wanna make sure it's lined up to center front. Yeah, it looks like they kind of split both of them. I'm gonna move him back. Okay, cool. Okay, so now to rotate it, I wanna rotate this guy. I'm gonna leave this one where it is. I need to double click on that little pivot, and I'm gonna move the pivot to the bust point. Then I can rotate that until my side waist hits the top of this line. And look at that, it's pretty close to my little dot measurement. They said it's not gonna be exact, so that's okay. So there we go.